Hey everyone, welcome back to the Therapy Minute. So we are going to continue in our series on talking about Dr. Becky Kennedy, and she says a lot of things about parenting, but this is not just parenting. These are things that you could connect to all relationships in your life, especially to being a leader. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about so the last episode that we did, we were talking about sturdiness. What does it mean to be a sturdy parent, a sturdy leader? Okay, and today we're going to kind of connect with that. We're going to talk about the role, the job of a parent, the role, the job of like a leader. Okay, and before we jump into that, I just wanted to remind you to please like, subscribe, and share if you've been enjoying the content that you've been seeing and you know of somebody else, that you think would really enjoy it. Please feel free to share it with them. Right, so let's dive right in. So again, Dr. Becky Kennedy, all of the information that I'm sharing with you guys, I got from a talk between her and Andrew Huberman. So she's talking about now, we're gonna discuss what is the role, the job of a parent or a leader. So having a job description is incredibly important, right? You can't possibly do a good job if you don't know what you're supposed to do. So I think so many parents, are in the throes of it every day being a parent, but if you stop and ask them, what's the job of a parent, like what's the job description, so many people don't have a completely clear answer to that question. And so how can we be effective at our job and what we're doing if we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing? So Dr. Kennedy breaks it down really simple. She says that basically there's two components to being a parent or being a leader, okay? So, and these two things very much connect to what we said before about being a sturdy parent, a sturdy leader. Sturdy meaning, again, that you know who you are, you know your values, you're connected to yourself, but you have the ability to be connected to other people too. That doesn't really change your ideas that you have about yourself, but you're able to be connected to somebody else's self and opinions and ideas, okay? So what are the two jobs of a parent or a leader? Right? So one of the jobs is boundaries, okay? Setting boundaries. And we did a video a little bit earlier on about boundaries. And again, what Dr. Kennedy says about boundaries is she says, boundaries is not what you request of other people. Boundaries is what you say you are going to do, okay? Boundaries keep us connected, okay? And boundaries connected to ourselves, right? And boundaries also keep, at least in the parent relationship, boundaries keep kids safe, okay? For instance, let's say it's really late and the kids want to watch one more episode, but it's not going to be good for them, right? So you have to set a boundary to keep them safe, to keep them healthy, right? So, for instance, you could say, I told you guys we only were watching one episode tonight, it's getting late, it's time to turn it off. And they ask for it again, right? And you say, guys, if you don't turn the TV off by the time I count to 3, I'm going to have to come and take the remote and turn it off myself, right? So that's a boundary, not requesting them to turn it off, but setting that boundary. I am going to do this if yada, 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 right? So a massive part of parenting and being a leader is setting boundaries. And boundaries are so important. Kids, people that are following a leader, they need to know the parameters. They need to know what are the rules, what's the structure, what's going on over here. Unless, then it's just anarchy, it's chaos, right? So everybody needs to have rules, structure, guidelines, boundaries, okay? Now, while setting up boundaries is incredibly important, you must have that sturdiness component, knowing yourself, right? But the other part of that sturdiness component is being able to connect to other people. You can't just be setting boundaries, right, left and right, with an iron fist and not feeling what the other person is going through. So that's the second component of the job over here of a parent or a leader. You've got to lead with empathy and validation, and that is crucial, so important over here, okay? In order to connect to somebody else, you have to be able to see their feelings. You have to be able to validate what they're going through, validate their feelings, validate their experience, validate that what they're feeling is real, okay? You may not agree with it. You may not condone the behavior that they're doing because of those feelings, right? But still, their feelings are real. Yeah, they're mad, right? They did not want the TV to be shut off. They're mad. Okay, you might not agree with that, right? You know that, nah, too bad, it's time to go to bed, right? But you have to like be able to validate and understand their pain and what they're going through right now. Okay, so the mixture of these two is the best leader possible, to be able to set boundaries, but to be able to really connect with the other person and lead with empathy and validation. I know it's really hard for you. I see that you're really struggling with this right now, right? So to empathize and validate their experiences and their feelings. And you can see their experience as real, okay? Their feelings as real. And you're going to use that empathy to connect with them. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be connected. Everybody wants somebody else to know and validate their experience and what they're going through. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to feel like they're real and that somebody gets them, somebody understands them. But again, we have to remember the flip side over here, that you have to validate with them, but you're not changing your boundaries. You're not changing your values and what you know for yourself, right? So you connect to their feelings, right? But you got to stay true to your boundaries and to your values and to what you set forth to do. So the connection of the two, using the two together, is exactly what a parent and a leader is supposed to be doing. So next we're going to go on to talk about Andrew Huberman and Dr. Kennedy both together really talk about this concept of the other relationship and how a little bit of like enmeshment and whatnot. And we see that in so many different relationships with parents, with romantic, with, everything, so many different relationships. And we're going to talk again about tying it all together with sturdiness and boundaries. So tune in for next time. Again, if you can like, subscribe, and share, that would be amazing. And I'm wishing you all the best. I'll see you next time. Bye.